A hit dog will holler. Let me say that one more time, Dr. Umar style. A hit dog will holler. What's going on, my beautiful geek culture? As always, I'm your boy O, and today we have to talk about this bombshell news that World of Real just dropped on us. And they are suggesting that there's trouble in the wasteland. Now look, before I get started, do your boy 3 major favors. Please hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to the platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. Now let's get into today's news. This article is coming from worldofreal.com. Listen. Before you turn into a mutant monkey and leave some stupidity beneath my video in my comment section, just understand the 4KO did not write the article. That's right. I'm reporting to you on the article and going to give you my 2 cents, but I did not write the article. So if you have a problem with today's news, you should take it up with worldofreal.com. Their comment section is wide open. Tell these people how wrong they is before you come over here and waste your energy. All right. It is titled, Superman Faced Major Changes After Test Screenings. Not test screening. Test screenings, meaning multiple. Reshoots, less humor, shorter runtime, new editor, and composer. Why does that sound so familiar? I think the year was 2017. And a film was set to be released called Justice League. They did reshoots. They added humor. The film became much shorter. A new editor was introduced. And a composer, Danny Elfman, took over from that of Junkie XL. The only difference here is they did not change directors. Although we don't know. The closer we get to this film, more and more details are going to be coming out. So we don't know. But this is Justice League 2017 all over again. I mean, think about that for a second. Everything that they just labeled here happened in 2017. Very troubling, ladies and gentlemen. All right, after today's reveal of the Superman runtime, the real story might be what's happening behind the scenes. I started asking around and uncovered that the road to release has been anything but smooth for DC Studios' flagship reboot. I mean, of course, this is a rush job. Of course. Rush jobs never go smoothly. I just want to point that out. Tensions are high at Warner Brothers, where CEO David Zaslav and DC Studios leads James Gunn and Peter Safran are scrutinizing every frame to avoid another franchise misfire. Well, that may be an impossibility because we all know that when it comes to DC and failure, they mix really well. 8 flops in a row. And many people thought that it was all because of the DCEU. But look at the Joker, for Leah Do. That wasn't connected. And from my understanding, people praised the first Joker film because it wasn't connected to the DCEU. They said that was the reason why it made $1 billion. And here it is. The sequel barely scratched, $200 million worldwide? Absolutely ridiculous. Sources close to the production say the film received a mixed reception at earlier test screenings, triggering a crusade of changes. Gunn's original cut apparently leaned heavier on humor. I knew it. That man cannot change his ways. I knew it. Something the executives weren't entirely sold on. In response, several comedic beats were cut, trimming down both tone and runtime. So the executives came in and said, look, we don't like this. Let's cut it up. Let's take this out. What? I thought that you hired James Gunn because you trusted him. And it seems to me that you let this dog loose and all he did was tear up the couch. Like, for real. All right. More intriguingly, one of the film's editors was quietly removed mid-process, leading to a slight reworking of the film's structure. which is why they talk about episodic feel. This was somewhat of a tweak and signal a slight shift in how the story was being presented. Some key sequences were shuffled and minor scenes were added during reshoots, or recent reshoots. So the word about Superman having reshoots was true. For all those people out there was like, nah, man, it's fake news. It was true. It was true. They didn't want the news to break that they were doing reshoots because they know how it looks. When you hear DC and reshoots, you instantly is turned off. All right. The music department wasn't spared either. A second composer was brought in late in the game to reshape the score, suggesting the tone may have been in a flux as recently as a few weeks ago. It's all part of what one insider described as a slight course correction. How you go course correct and you don't even have a course? What? What you talking about course correct? You ain't got no course to be talking about correcting here. What are they saying? A slight course correction. What are they talking about? This universe isn't even on course yet. Maybe all of these characters crammed into this film is a little bit too much. That's maybe what's going on here. Maybe they're going to cut down a lot of those character scenes. And I hope it ain't Superman. All right. We're getting to the end here. Altogether, about 25 minutes of footage has been trimmed from earlier versions, giving the final cut a leaner feel. The adjustments hint at the studio anxious to get it right, especially with this being the first major installment in the rebooted DC universe. The last test screening is set to happen this week. Whether these 11-hour changes will pay off remains to be seen, but there is a tad more confidence now that the finished product which is officially in the can, turns out to be a great film. You're doing test screenings 6 weeks before the film is released. Or is it 6 weeks? Let's say 7. What are you going to change now? You have no time. This is the same way I feel about the Fantastic Four reshoots. What are you going to change? How is it going to look good? This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, let me give you my 2 cents on this hit dog. Warner Brothers is absolutely terrified for this DC universe, and they have every reason to be so. Let me tell you why. They decided to go in a totally different route from that of what the fans asked them to do. Now, many people would say, well, man, look, we wanted a reboot. I can't tell. You got a new Superman, but everything else remains. I don't understand how you're saying that you wanted a reboot and you really and truly don't have a reboot, right? Now, fans like me, I was saying, look, there's a proper course correction, as the article said, that can happen here, and Warner Brothers can be right back into the game. And he missed that opportunity. And I feel that they're realizing that the closer they get to the release of Superman. They understand the missed opportunity. They understand that this one universe for all may be tricky. It may be something that DC Studios cannot accomplish. As I said before, there's a reason why 52 universes exist within that of DC. It is because everybody likes things differently. Some may have Batman from Earth 1 as their favorite, and others may have Batman from Earth 3. See what I'm saying here? Everybody don't have to like the same version, and I feel like this universe is trying to force that on us. That's how I feel. You took away Superman and Lois. You took away Doom Patrol. You took away Gotham. You took away it all for one universe that you're not sure of. And here it is. You're running behind closed doors like chickens with their heads cut off, doing reshoots, less humor in the film, shorter runtime, new editor and composer. What? You're a few weeks away from this thing, and you decided to change all of that up This is absolutely ridiculous. And it goes to show you that tampering is in Warner Brothers genes. It ain't gonna change. It's the DNA, bro. It's the DNA. I feel like this. Don't panic now. You made this decision with confidence. You allow James Gunn to build this universe, and you have to let him do it. And speaking of James Gunn building this universe, where is the creative team behind it? All I hear is James Gunn. Where's your directors, my man? Where is it at? We got what? 2 movie directors? I ain't talking about television series. Damn knows. We got 2 movie directors. Where is the creative team behind this new universe? It's almost as if they're not confident in what James Gunn is doing. They're waiting to see if it will be successful or not. Not so much of waiting for it to be successful. Because if they were confident, more films would be made at this very moment. More films would be written at this very moment. All we got is Supergirl, which is filming. James Gunn says he's writing a new DC project. But where is all of the other writers? Where they at? I ain't seeing them. It's like people are unwilling to be a part of this universe. I wonder why. Maybe it's because they're afraid that their film will have to go through changes after a test screening. Maybe they're afraid that Warner Brothers will not allow their vision to come alive. Maybe. This is absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, it is Justice League 2017 all over again. The moment that I heard that they were doing everything that this article just said to that of Justice League, I was like, oh, Lord. I knew right then and there that it was going to be a mistake. And what do you know? It didn't work out. It did not work out. And speaking of the runtime for this thing here, how the hell is it 2 hours? How? You need every bit of 2:30, 2:25 for this film. You know what I'm saying here? How you going to cram all of this in 2 hours? And it is an ensemble film, despite what many people would say about it. It's a Superman film. No, the hell it ain't. You got Mr. Terrific. You got Green Lantern. You got Hawk Girl. You got Metamorpho. You got so many characters in this film. It is no longer a single superhero film. It is a team up. Because I have every reason to believe that the Justice Gang is going to help Superman throughout this film and in the third act. And how are you going to tell this film story in 2 hours? Well, maybe it's because the movie don't have a true story. Think about that for a second. There's a reason why they said that it feels episodic. And it's probably a film full of montages. That's right. Maybe that interview with Superman and Lois will go on throughout the movie, all the way to the third act. That's how I feel. I'm not confident in this film. In fact, it lost me when that extended reveal of Crypto jumping all over Superman came out. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I check it out maybe on Discount Tuesday, but I ain't going opening weekend. You could cut that short. And I hope my family members do not drag me to the film. Drag me to the theaters to go watch the film. I hope they don't say, man, we got to go see Superman. Or we went here to see that with you. You got to come with us. I just hope they don't do that to me. I really do hope so. Well, the family members who I know are willing to see the film, like my brother, and they also have like 2 others, but not many of them, right? I just hope that they don't pull that card on me, man. But this dog has been hit and it is now hollering. That's right. They feel like, hey, it has to be successful. Otherwise, we're going to have egg on our faces. I'm your boy, Hopefully you will watch this video all the way to the end and help you out that algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. Trying to reach that big number of 100,000 subs. So I'll be highly appreciative if you help me cross over that threshold by hitting that subscribe button. And after that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. But in the comments below, let me know what you think about today's news or Superman having these reshoots and changing composers and editors and less humor and short runtime. Tell me, do you feel that it may very well be for the best of the film, or do you have some concerns? And always remember, let's love on Tom Roulette. That means let the good times roll. But let me know in the comments below.